and Emergency Management. At this time, can everyone please silence your cell phones? Thank you for your cooperation. Chair, we are ready to begin.
Good morning. I'm Councilmember Joanne Ariola, Chair to the Committee on Fire and Emergency Management. I'm joined by Council Members Holden, Carr, Schulman, Riley, Yeager, and Feliz. Today we are voting on a package of legislation that aims to improve inclusion in the firefighter ranks at the FDNY. These bills will increase transparency and support continued council oversight as the fire department, under the leadership of new Commissioner Laura Kavanaugh, continues the important work in improving diversity and inclusion in the department. We will hear proposed introduction 516A, introduced by Speaker Adrian Adams, that would require the FDNY, in consultation with the Department of Citywide Administrative Services, to develop and implement a plan regarding the recruitment and retention of individuals from populations that are underrepresented within the rank of firefighter. Proposed introduction 519A, introduced by myself, would require FDNY to survey and report on permanent facility upgrades at each firehouse that are necessary to facilitate use by mixed-gender workforce. Additionally, the department would be required, where practical, to implement interim measures, including the use of physical barriers, to accommodate a mixed-gender workforce until permanent upgrades can be made. Proposed introduction number 552A, introduced by Councilmember Riley, would require the fire department to publicly report on demographics of the department, including the number of employees assigned to each fire company and special operations unit, disaggregated by gender and race or ethnicity. The report would also include data on demographics of individuals who reside within the immediate service area of the company. Proposed introduction 552A, also introduced by Councilmember Riley, would require FDNY, in consultation with the Department of Citywide Administrative Services, to develop and implement a plan for providing ongoing training, education to all education to all employees regarding diversity and inclusion, including training on the department's anti-harassment and anti-discrimination policies. And finally, introduction number 560, introduced by Councilmember Natasha Williams, would require the FDNY to submit a public report on complaints filed with the department's Equal Opportunity Employment Office regarding potential violations in the city's Equal Employment Opportunity Policy. I want to thank the administration and council staff for all the work they have done in finalizing this legislation. Before we go to a vote, Councilmember Riley, I would like to recognize you to say a few words regarding your bills.
Thank you, Chair Ariola. It is an honor and a privilege to be here with you all today with my colleagues in government. With the advocacy that predates my tenure in New York City Council and the BLAC, have partnered to push this legislative package that will improve the lack of diversity and inclusion within the FDNY. Speaking to my bills, Intro 552A and 553A, Intro 552A amendments require the annual reporting of demographic information in the fire department, which encompasses all fire companies and special operation units, rather than solely just members of the firehouse. This provides further inclusivity to addressing the underrepresentation of Black and Brown communities and gender inclusivity with these fields. Intro 553 amendments will ensure our city's fire department has the best ongoing diversity, inclusion, and anti-discrimination, anti-harassment training and education that will be a consultation with the Department of Citywide Administration Services. These bills will also promote accountability by adding testing and proficiency for all employees, providing enhanced and in-person training following the violations of these policies, and again require that an annual report be posted on this website. I would like to thank my colleagues in government for backing this transformative legislation That thank you to our Bronx Borough President, Vanessa Gibson, for her work and partnership on these bills. And most importantly, thank you to the Vulcan Society, Arc of Justice, and all the advocates for their work on this package of legislation. And most importantly as well, thank you to the FDNY. We truly appreciate your leadership, service, and sacrifice that you have for our communities each and every day. I thank you, Chair Ariola, for allowing me to speak on my bills. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll now yield the mic to our clerk for a vote.
Good morning, William Martin, Committee Clerk. Roll call vote, Committee on Fire and Emergency Management. All items are coupled. Chair Ariola.
Aye on all.
Holden.
Aye on all.
Yeager.
Aye.
Riley.
I don't know.
Feliz.
Good morning, aye on all, and I congratulate all my colleagues on this well-needed legislation. Thank you.
Schulman.
Aye and all. Congratulations also to my colleagues on these great bills.
Carr.
With congratulations to all my colleagues, aye on all.
By a vote of 7 in the affirmative, 0 in the negative, and no abstentions, all items have been adopted by the committee.
At this time, I'd like to thank everyone for all the hard work that they put in developing this legislation, the council members for their courage in presenting it, and for our council team for always supporting us. Thank you so much. And Billy, great job.